Smoke rises from the mountain of D&D. The hour grows late, and Wizards staff ride to the community carrying ill news. They are coming for your gold. They are coming for your OGL. They are coming for homebrew. And yes, now they are even coming for your dungeon masters, to be replaced with mere shades, with shadows, with soulless AI. Greetings and welcome. I'm Dave, the AI Wizard, and today I'm going to talk about some news. Don't worry, I'll try not to make a habit of this, but the D&D world is on fire at the moment, as Hasbro seems to be hell-bent on going full Sauron in their attempt to have OneD&D rule them all. Wizards of the Coast staff, understandably put out to find themselves working for an evil overlord, have been leaking like crazy, and one particular leak caught my eye. That's this idea that Hasbro plans to introduce AI Dungeon Masters into the D&D Beyond subscription plan. Good idea? Bad idea? Let's talk about it. I'm not going to go into all the details of the OGL 1.1 or 2.0 or all the rest. There's plenty of great videos already out there to watch if you're not up to speed on what Hasbro are trying to do with D&D, but this latest leak is interesting. The bullet points are $30 a month per player for top-tier subscription to D&D Beyond, deauthorizing OGL 1.0a, homebrew banned at base tiers, which frankly is a bit bonkers, and stripped-down gameplay for AI DMs. Now, it's important to state that this is just a leak, and I have absolutely no way to confirm any of it, but it's all eminently plausible. It certainly fits the pattern of what Hasbro has been doing recently, and certainly the middle two are awful. Deauthorizing OGL 1.0 and homebrew being banned at base tiers. But I'm not going to deal with those today. Instead, obviously, me being the AI wizard, it's this last point that really piqued my interest. Does Hasbro want to introduce AI Dungeon Masters into D&D? And what do we think they even mean by this? If you've seen any of my other videos, or even just the name of this channel, then it won't be a surprise to you to hear that I'm a big fan of AI technology and what it can do for us. I've got a series on this channel right now in which an AI is doing most of the actual work writing a D&D adventure, and that same ChatGPT technology can already do a passable job playing the DM for you right now, with a few caveats. But with more development, dedicated training, a genuinely creative, even dare I say intelligent AI system absolutely could provide a meaningful alternative to a human dungeon master in the not too distant future. But I don't think deep learning or large language models is what Hasbro are talking about, or indeed working on when they say AI in this context. I think what they mean here is traditional pre-programmed systems, scripted adventures, pathfinding NPCs, that sort of thing. Basically something between a VTT or a role-playing game and a CRPG like Solasta, Planescape, any of those, Divinity, maybe with a degree of procedural generation, maybe even some procedural storytelling, but not true AI. And that's not necessarily a terrible idea. In my unfinished Unity projects folder of shame is just such an app. But one of the reasons it is in the unfinished folder is because pulling it off is actually very tricky. You have to sacrifice a lot of what makes a role-playing game in order to achieve that level of automation. And no matter what you do, the player's decision space inevitably is vastly and necessarily restricted compared to when a truly intelligent agent is running the game. This is something that anybody who has ever developed a CRPG is going to be well aware of. It's very difficult to translate that essence of freedom and true role-playing into a video game format. You can make great games on computers. You can make great role-playing games on computers, but they are a different sort of role-playing game to what you get with an intelligent dungeon master or games master running the thing for you. And VTTs are interesting because they're much closer to the tabletop game in that respect than they are to a computer role-playing game or to a video game. They don't, even ones that have a lot of automation in there to kind of make the rule systems feel smoother and what have you, they still require the dungeon master to be the creative agent who makes it feel like it's a game. They give that spark into the game that breathes life into the universe. And without that, they just don't function. And I think that, more than anything else, is the defining feature that sets a role-playing game apart from a video game. That ability for players to do anything, to go anywhere, and for the DM to run content that they're making up on the fly, whether that be the players unexpectedly plane shifting to another dimension of soaring castles in the sky, or simply unexpectedly knocking on the door of a peasant's hovel and asking what they can do to help. By blurring that line and building a game and VTT that doesn't embrace the freedom right at the source, Hasbro risks compromising the role-playing part of their RPG. Yet, at the same time, it can't hope to reach the level of graphical fidelity, immersion, or gameplay that a truly dedicated video game can. Now, I'm not saying it can't work. If they push ahead with this and throw enough money at it, I can see a very viable product coming out at the end. Will it still be the D&D that we all know and at least some of us love? I have my doubts. It'll probably end up being more like 4th edition, feeling like something new, a sort of hybrid of an RPG, a board game, and a video game that may find its audience, maybe even a bigger audience, but in the process, it'll be taking a step away from that genius moment in time when some nerds in a basement hit upon the idea of one of them donning the hat of the gods and creating a world for their friends to roam around in. Computers are amazing, AI is amazing, and we can use it to do wonderful things, including massively enhancing the efforts of we human dungeon masters as we prepare our games. One day soon, it will likely be able to truly don that hat for us too. But I doubt it's going to be Hasbro who works that particular bit of magic. I guess time will tell. Well, thanks a lot for watching, folks. Bit of a weird one, I know. Not sure how I feel about commenting on current affairs. I'm going to get back to working on the Sorcerer's Tower Part 3 now. Until next time, I'll see you later.